Hello and welcome to Aleph-Bet stretch part 2. This is going to be a strength type stretch. So we're going to be engaging the muscle and stretching it at the same time. And I will put some more details about the theory behind this and why you'll get an actual deeper, better stretch and more strength. It's going to be a little more output energetically to do this stretch, but what you're also going to get here is you're going to learn the letters again with their names that go with Aleph-Tav body. And Aleph-Tav body is a energetic touch therapy based on the biblical laying on of hands, in just more wisdom of where we actually lay our hands to help the body move energy through the body when things get stuck, whether emotional, spiritual, or what have you. And so just like stepping on a hose where you'll get energy back up and get clogged up and then trickle down, and you'll maybe lose feeling in your hands or feet or something like that because you're getting blocked energy, or you'll get pain like in your shoulders, different things like that. So this is going to help your body like with flexibility, but you're also going to learn the Aleph-Bet letters and the Aleph-Bet names that go with each of the different Aleph-Bet letters that go with the Aleph-Tav body energetic laying on of hands therapy. So hopefully you'll enjoy this. It'll increase your strength and flexibility together, which is always great for overall health, flexibility, and mobility. Thank you so much, and I hope you really enjoyed this and get a lot out of it. In terms of music, I'm just going to leave it silent, but I'll just be guiding you through the stretches, and then once you get them down, you can turn me off and just put your music on. You don't necessarily have to have me guiding you the whole time. So we'll let you do that. So I hope you really enjoy this. Thanks, and have a blessed day. Shalom Aleichem.
Okay, as we do this practice, think of breathing in and out your nose. Put your tongue on the roof of your mouth, teeth together, relax. And that's part of the practice is the breathing. So in and out the nose, you can exhale out the mouth if necessary, but try to practice that deep diaphragmatic, using your diaphragm breathing. Okay, first position, Aleph, number 1, the prime mover. You're going to straddle as far as possible. Toes and body weight come forward into the balls of the foot. Whatever you can do, legs as wide as necessary so you can try to reach the ankles, if not the back of the calves. And you're going to pull 6 or more times, I would say, depending on the time of how much time you have for stretching that day. And you're going to pull and engage the back of the legs while also using your hands. This is going to address areas of the pancreas, some digestion, energy, and a little bit of scar tissue. Okay, moving into Bet, number 2, Temple of Unity. Here you're going to come into kind of a reverse push-up position. You're going to contract the center front of the chest of the arms, the palms and core as you press up. Now this is one of 2 options for this stretch. Your obviously hands are pointed toward your feet. You can also do it in a bent knee position, or you can go back and forth as I'm going to demonstrate here. Between the two, you get a little bit different angle, but it's really stretching the front of the shoulders, really opening us up, all of us hunched over with phones and whatnot. This is going to impact the pericardium and increase circulation in your hands, feet, and even the genital areas. Again, you can modify this, go back and forth, or pick one that you prefer. If you're not strong enough yet in those areas to do the straight leg, you can the bent leg just to the best of your ability. And again, this is Bet, Temple of Unity. The head does go back when you're in position on either position. Okay, number 3, we're going to go into Gimel, Breath of Authority. Begin in a kneeling position, and as you move into your lunge, you're going to use your arms for balance while when you're flexing your legs to hold this deep lunge position, you're going to look up and then gently stretch back deeper 6 or more times. Don't if you can get dizzy here, so be careful. Make sure you've got your balance before you begin the deeper part of the stretch. This is great for the hip flexors, just overall strength. Addresses the large intestine as well as blood flow. And you'll just switch sides. Again, make sure you have a good balance before you begin. Don't forget to use your breath in the movements. It really helps with just subtle movements. In some of the positions, you can't do very much movement, but you can get just enough and you can use your breath. Here, you want to just really maintain balance. I usually wear socks when I'm doing this because it's easier to slide down the wall and crawl on the wall and some of the movements that we're going to be doing. So it's up to you. You can do it in bare feet as well, but socks just help you when you're dealing with the wall. At home, my wall is softer, and so it's smooth and it's easy to just kind of slide down it. Okay, so we're going to go into position number 4, Dalit. And this is the doorway of the mind. You might want to need to grab a chair, one that has like a back like this one, or you could, anything that's at that approximate height you can use for this position. Now, while using the chair or other item, you're going to contract your chest muscles on the inside of your arms through the thumbs all the way, and that whole arms are going to be pushing down on the chair as you stretch forward there, and you want to let your head just kind of go below, and that's use your breath to let as you're breathing in and out, you can go deeper into this stretch, letting your head hang down below and really stretch those arms while flexing them at the same time 6 or more times. This benefits the heart and blood flow. Okay, number 5, hey, renewed grace. Now you're going to, in this case, continuously contract your muscles as you walk your legs up the wall into a handstand type position. Now you maintain tension on the front of your body. Now notice I'm not completely in a vertical position. My head is up, and I'm pushing my toes against the wall, so the whole front of the body is going to be flexing the whole time. And at first, when I first did this one, it was very intense and my arms are shaking and my body was not used to doing it, but quickly you get stronger at this one. So go, even if it's only 2 or 3 seconds and you come down, you'll see if you are consistent, your body will get stronger. It really builds the endurance of the lungs, the oxygen levels in your and your blood, and of course the upper body strength in general. Notice my head is up and I'm pressing with my feet, so I'm pushing against the wall, so that whole front of your body is contracting while you're doing this. Go ahead and just take a couple seconds there to catch your breath in between, because this is very intense, but it's an endurance type resistance stretch. So these are some of the more intense ones. There's a few that were very intense that we're going to get through early on, and then they're not all quite as intense as this one. So let's do one more. Walk your feet up. Allow your toes and the full front of the body just to press against the wall. Head up. You're kind of looking up. Now I'm not completely looking up, but my head is up, and so it puts a strain in the stretch strength part of that. Okay, let's move on to number 6, Vav, the secure soul. While kneeling with your right knee, in this case forward, you're going to cross the left arm over the right, twisting to create and maintain tension between your hands. You're going to push against your hands, and then as you see, I'm moving to the right to increase a little bit of a strength stretch and as resisting with my hands. You can do that, like I said, each side about 6 times or more. And just the opposite, so left leg forward, so the opposite arm goes on top of whatever leg is forward. This helps the large intestine, blood flow, and bowel movements. So I've got if right leg is forward, the left arm comes across the top and vice versa. And the hands, if you can get them just pushing against each other, is creating that tension, that resistance. And then you're just getting a little extra in the waist area and the arms and the upper arms on the twist. So left leg means the right arm goes on top, crossing over left. Okay, we're going to do number 7, Zion, spiritual revelation. Now, facing away from the wall, this is one of the most intense. You're going to get those knees tucked up to the wall. Then your hands are going to go under your body, palms facing the floor. Your face is basically going to be in the mat. This is going to be one of the most intense. So take a nice deep breath in before you start, and then you'll see here I'm going to walk my legs up, and there's a lot of tension, but press your arms completely into the floor throughout this stretch. Make sure your arms are continuously pressing down into the floor, and then take just a second because it is intense and you'll need to catch your breath at first. It's quite an intense, the most intense of the stretches we're going to do today. So go ahead and catch your breath for a second, and then we'll move in and do another one. This helps the appendix, cartilage, and detoxifying of the body. But as I said, it's very intense. So make sure you're pushing your hands down continuously throughout this stretch. And I'm pushing with the balls of my feet, the toes, into the wall. Again, just give yourself a second to catch your breath. You may need to come up like I did here. Okay, one more. Again, hands are facing down underneath your body and press into the floor as then you walk your feet up. Very intense stretch here. Okay, we're going to move on to 8, Chet. It's covenant of rest. So you're going to rest the right forearm on the left, or vice versa, depending on which side you start, or you can switch in between sets. While you're sitting on your knees here, you're making sweeping motions. It's really opening up the back and the shoulders. And figure 8, it's like a figure 8 configuration with the elbows. Continuously contracting, pushing your top hand down with the bottom against each other as you're really sweeping and using your core to sweep in this figure 8 motion. This helps the small intestine, increases the cerebrospinal, I guess that's a fluid and movement in that area. Okay, number 9, Tet, surrendered authority. Okay, here you're going to scoot your rear up to the wall. Legs are going to go up it. This is one of our other intense stretches. It's a kind of a favorite, especially if your neck or shoulders get tight. You're going to roll up. This is the first of 2 options of this position. Your arms are pushing into the mat. I'm not just letting my arms lay there. I'm pushing into the floor with my arms and shoulders. So there's my body weight. Now I've straightened my legs. This is the second position. Each gets a little more intense. The bent knee is a little more intense, but the core is worked more in the straight leg. Then I slowly lower down one vertebrae at a time, take a little rest. And then again, I'm going to engage my arms first and roll my knees in and up. All the pressure is going into the head and shoulders area, getting that nice deep stretch. And then you can switch to the straight leg. Now you can pick one or the other or do both, like I'm alternating here, either one. and it's really good for the thymus, the spleen, and internal immune system. But this is another one of the more intense ones. I really love this one of my favorites. There is definitely a lot of pressure, though, that goes into the head and neck. So, adjust for yourself, but maintain the pressure. As I start, I'm pushing my arms into the floor from my shoulders all the way through my hands. I'm pushing into the floor, and then I'm using my core to keep my, in this case, feet straight. And then I decided to reverse it and do the most intense part with the knees bent at the end of this third set. Okay, we will move on to 10, Yod, hand or work of redemption. So standing with your feet together, you're going to hook your fingers above your head, and then you're going to, in this case, I'm looking to the left, pulling, and I'm trying to kind of as if point my chin toward that crease in my upper arm there. And it gives you your feet stay together. Try to keep your hips in a line and get that nice deep stretch. This is going to really open up so much in the shoulders and the side. It's a great, great stretch. Helps with liver, tendons, and detoxification. One of my ultimate favorites almost. When I first did this one, it was really a favorite. Feels so good. I'm really pulling my hands apart from each other. I'm like giving the tension by pulling my right and left arm against each other, but stretching to one or the other side. So it's got that great resistance. And then you're pointing your chin up to the crease in your upper arm. All right, number 11, cough. Crossover of anointing. For the first one, you can do one of two ways. Here, I'm just going to use the wall a little bit, and you can do it even without the wall, but you're going to just squeeze the legs together, and you want to keep that tension as you open your legs up. So you want to be squeezing the inside of the thighs as you're doing this stretch. I try to get them a little bit open, but not so much that I can't maintain a flexing and a squeezing with the inside of my thighs. Okay, that's part one. Now I'm going to grab the bench. So you'll want something, it can be anything, or you can just do it with your hands on the floor in a straddle. But this one, if you're not quite as flexible, like I'm not that flexible in this position, so I'm still using the bench. I can use my hands, but it's a little more intense. So this allows you, now you want to go only as wide as you can still be pushing your feet down into the ground. So you don't want to go so wide that you can't engage the inside of the thigh muscles. Okay. Now you can do one or both of these for this particular position. Either the one where you're laying on your back or this one using a bench or just your hands. So I am pushing down, but I am still pushing into the ground. So don't forget that. Helps with liver, tendons, and detox. Number 12 now, Lamed, will of authority. Now, while you're laying on your back, you're going to bend and place your right foot or ankle on the left knee, like a figure 4, and then hold the left leg there. And as you do that, you're going to breathe in, and then you're going to exhale through your nose as you come and crunch. Really push the right leg, in this case that I've got there. I'm pushing that leg away from myself as I'm pulling up and in into the crunch, but I am pushing with my right leg, so I'm getting a deep stretch in the right hip right there as I'm coming up to crunch. And you'll do the other side, obviously, do about anywhere from 6 to or more. 4 to 6 at the beginning, maybe you want to increase it to 10. Whatever you have time for that day and what feels right for you at that day. Okay, then I'm going to switch legs. Same with the left. Now I'm pushing away my heel away from me as I am pulling with my right hands and crunching up, but I am pushing that left leg away to get that nice deep stretch in the left hip. Helps with gallbladder, tendons, fat metabolism, and the ability to run or move side to side lateral movements. Okay, number 13, MEM, blood or liquid mikvah. So when you're on your hands and knees, you're going to slide your right knee back into the wall and let your shin rest against the wall as you bring your, I've got the right knee, the left leg forward and the right knee into the wall. And now I'm using my hands to push off my knee to just get that little deeper stretch while pushing that right calf against the wall. So keep that tension on the calf. Now I'm switching to the left. The left calf now is going to push into the wall as I'm using my hands to push myself just a little bit back to get that little tiny bit deeper stretch, but maintain the tension and the flexing of that quad because you're pushing your toes against the wall. So you want to keep that resistance while doing the stretch. Okay, 14, noon, faithful servant. So while you're laying on your back, you're going to slide your rear up and sit with your feet together and use the your hands to push your knees back into the wall, but you're resisting. So use your inside of your groin muscles to push in while your hands push away. And so maintain that continuous tension of using your inside of your thigh muscles while you are pushing on that position. Okay, number 15 is Samek, Staff of Torah. This is you're going to cross your legs and grasp the outsides of each foot. And I'm doing a scissoring motion, but I'm resisting as I'm doing this. So I'm using my muscles to resist the sideways pull. And it's really getting that outside resistance and outside kind of this cross-angled flex and stretch in a scissoring motion. Helps gallbladder, tendons, fat metabolism, and ability to do lateral movement. Okay, moving on to 16, Ayin, true insight. While you're laying on your back, I'm grasping the insides of my feet, resisting with my hamstrings. So my hamstrings are pulling against as I'm pulling my feet. I'm like resisting with my hamstrings. So that's giving you a great hamstring stretch. This helps pancreas, improves digestion, energy, and any scar tissue. I hold for a little while, still engaging the hamstring, and release. Okay, number 17, pay, faithful mouth. Okay, while sitting on the knees, I'm widening them just a little bit, grasping my heels, and now I'm just going to use the strength that you have and lean up and back and down, up and back. And so you're having to really use and engage the muscles while also stretching them at the same time. You can do 6 or more of these bends. Helps with the stomach, strength, and releasing pain. Okay, number 18, Tzadi, cognitive foundation. You're going to be a half straddle here and get into the position as deep as you would like that you can still engage. So I am pressing down with both my knee on both legs into the mat. I'm not just sitting in this passively in this stretch. I'm pushing both legs down into the mat to get the stretch with engagement and then allowing myself to come down forward as you do it about 4 to 6 times or more, whatever's comfortable. Again, I get into the stretch, but not so deep that I can't engage the floor and push my knee, the front leg in and the back leg are both pushing into the ground. So both are engaging at the same time that I'm moving a little deeper into that hip stretch. You're getting more in the hip and the outside of the leg while you're engaging it. Helps with gallbladder. Okay, 19, Kuf, order of sound. Okay, here you're on your knees and I'm curling and pushing my hands into the floor and rounding my shoulders, really getting a nice deep stretch in the upper back and shoulders while pushing down into the floor. Helps with skin and external immune system. Okay, 20 rush, head or crown of wisdom. Now you're going to stand facing the wall about, a foot out. You're going to press your upper body and your arms into the wall, continuously pushing as you let your arms slide down just slightly. Head is up, and you're really getting an opening of the chest and the heart area, really opening up. So you're pushing into the wall, continuously opening up the chest. It's great for the heart. And you slide down just slightly, but really pushing into the wall continuously the whole time, really opening up the front of the chest. Okay, 21, sheen, wise flame. While kneeling, your right leg comes forward and twists to the left, the right hand or the right arm over. I'm resisting my hand with the other hand as that right arm is going back. You're really getting a deep stretch in the upper back shoulder area as you do this. Now we'll switch sides. Now I will put my right leg forward, and now the left arm will come across the right knee, and then I'm resisting my hand. And as I'm doing this, it's really causing the shoulder to get a good stretch. This is good for the large intestine, blood flow, and improving bowel movements. Okay, an alternative sheen is we did this in the Aleph-Bet stretch 1 as the advanced option. So you're going to stand with your right arm up. You're going to grasp the inside of the heel and balance. You're resisting as you're going forward at the same time. And switch sides. So hand goes up and out. You're going to grab the inside of the heel. Arm goes forward. And then as you kick back, constantly kicking, you're moving forward, bouncing on the other leg. But the resistance is what gives you the ability to balance. Okay. Moving on to 22, Tav. Now here I'm in a handstand position, and it's stretching as you let your hands slide out. You're both resisting and being able to stretch the inside of the chest muscles in those arms, upper inside of the arms, as you slide slowly out and resist. Now you can also do it from a kneeling position, not just a full handstand. So I'll show you an alternative here is just do it from your knees and slide it out. You get the resistance and the stretching for that chest muscle area. It's good for the pericardium and circulation of your hands, feet, and genital area. Okay, 23, cough, or final cough, I should say. Hands go down, facing down, arms back. You're getting a really deep stretch. I have to kind of sit to get my hands to have a little bit of pressure into the wall so that I can keep them there because I'm not super flexible here yet. So you might find as all of us hunch over with our phones and computers all day, this is great to really stretch and open up. As you bend your knees, you get a little deeper stretch for the upper chest and shoulders. This helps the thymus, spleen, and internal immune system as well. Okay, 24, final mem, laying on your back. You're going to use your hands to support your back and roll over. Now, if you can't go all the way to the floor as I'm showing here, that's fine. You can just go up and support your lower back, and then you're going to bring your knees slowly in, go into a reverse bridge. Again, you can support that back and hold it and come down. You can do 2 or 3 of these. Helps with thymus, spleen, and internal immune system. Okay, number 25, final noon, exalted servant. So while laying on your back, you're grasping one foot and you're resisting with the hamstring again. As you pull the leg straight out in front of you, you're like kicking it, but you're also resisting. So you kick your leg as if you were standing up, but you're doing it laying down. You would kick your foot straight forward, but resist with the hamstring. You'll feel it deep in that area that it connects to your sit bone and in the hamstring area. Then I'm going to just hold here with the tension. Okay. Okay, final Fei, number 26, upright open command. This one, your hands go near your chest and you push like kind of like doing tricep pushes, but you're not, your whole body is engaged. You're tensing your whole body. You're flexing from your rear all the way down your back of your legs, and you're really using your lower back more than your arms to look up on that one. All right, 27, final Tzadi, resurrected righteous man. Here you're going to, again, kind of get in the figure 4 position almost, except you're just going to grab the left foot on the outside and then push and resist your left knee as you pull your leg across your body. So it's really getting the external outside kind of in the internal muscles, but you're resisting as you're straightening your leg across your body. So it comes at an angle across your body while resisting. So it's getting this kind of really deep angled stretch and resistance. Good for the bladder bones, improves balance, and helps reduce any back pain. Thank you for the class. Shalom Aleichem.